everybody. So here we are at our new homestead, and we wanted to continue our building a homestead from scratch series. So today what we're doing is we're moving some lumber that we milled over yonder. We're going to build a small shed over there so we can start moving things up here little by little, including some of our lumber and belongings and books and all that stuff. Another update is we got a camper. So this will be our temporary shelter for the spring. And then after the cabin's built, we will renovate the inside, make it look all nice and rustic, and then we'll do an Airbnb or internship programs, or it'll have a second life after we stay in it on Sacred Circle Homestead. So if we want to go in, we can check it out real quick or not. Either way, there's another surprise that we got in here. Picked up this puppy for free today too. This is a 12-volt inverter. This will help us with our solar panels, our off-grid power, which is pretty cool. We got it for free. It's an older model from '98, I think, but it still works like a charm. We know somebody who's had one of them for 20 years, almost the same inverter. And we're also moving some plants here today. So we have a couple of peach trees, some blueberry plants, some chestnuts, a small apple tree, comfrey, mint, all that good stuff. Those will all be mulched. They'll be kept potted and mulched for the winter. We also moved some pawpaw trees and some persimmons, and we healed those in. So they're all kind of in a bundle, put in a hole, because we still have to establish nursery beds to move our whole nursery, move hundreds of plants here. But we want to design that carefully. We don't want to put the beds in the way of anything, because we have kind of a narrow channel here towards the house site. So we have to put the beds places where they're not going to get trampled on, so that the plants can be nice and safe. So for now, we'll probably just put them out of the way and heal things in for the winter, and then establish beds towards the spring. Here's our framing lumber for the shed. It's a mix of lumber that we milled and lumber that we picked up that was pressure treated for free, or reused from other projects. Hopefully in the next few weeks we'll create a shed to put some of our stuff in. That'll also give us some framing experience for the house, since the house is going to be the same kind of construction. We've been doing a little bit of work. Our main goal is, before the winter, to try to find the septic. The septic was installed 11 years ago. The land was logged, I think 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. So the loggers really, they didn't care. They didn't even know there was a septic tank or a leach field or a mound or anything like that. So they just went willy-nilly, as you can see. And they really didn't care about the land, which is not the most responsible, ethical, sustainable way to do logging, but what can you do? We didn't own the land when we got it logged. So right between those two dead trees, where Shikoi just pointed the camera, that's around where the septic tank is. So the septic tank is the first order of business. Try to find that so we can at least hook up to there to make the state happy. Even though we'll be using a composting toilet, we'll just hook up to the septic, and then we'll install a 2 or 3 way valve, so we can hook up to the septic and then turn the valve for when we want to use gray water, because we'll use gray water for our sink, gray water for our shower, and use that to water either ornamental plantings or fruit tree plantings, stuff like that. And then we'll use our composting toilet to create soil. We also healed in some trees over there. We can take you to go see those. They're just small little plantings. And these aren't their permanent homes by any means, but we have some pawpaws and some persimmons healed in the ground. We figured this would be a nice sheltered area for them for the winter. Hopefully they won't get too much snow damage. They should be okay in the ground. They're in the ground, they're healed in, they're all together. They've got buddies and companions. And then we planted a couple of pawpaws here and there, just for permanent plantings, because this area will be semi-cleared one day. We also have a small road going down that way to a cool lower field. I'm not sure if you can see it from here, but there's sort of a lower field down there. We can take you down there, but the camera might be a little jumpy. Or we can pause here and we'll take a walk down there and we'll show you. Cleared this little road down here. We'll take you for a small walk, and Coda's going to lead per usual. We cleared this out with basically that lawnmower that you just saw and some machetes. Shikoi has found out that the lawnmower is also a brush cutter. So we cleared out this road down here. We think it was a logging road when they logged, because you can see all the new growth, all of these brambles and stuff. We'll make it a little bit wider, but for right now, this is it. And it leads down to a really nice lower clearing. So we're going down right now, down in elevation. Keep going, da-da-da, da-da-da. Lot of mess. Some of this is nature's doing. That uprooted tree is probably nature's doing. But there's also a lot of, logs down on the ground. That's how they solidified the skid path. And there's all these fresher trees down, which they just kind of left. Like we said, just not really the most ethical way to do logging if you're going to do it. Which is already a pretty destructive activity, which is a necessary evil in our society, I guess. But yeah, I'm not going to go off on a rant. So this trail leads down to this really nice lower clearing. All of this bramble we can clear pretty easily with something, whether it's a weed whacker, a brush cutter, a scythe, which is what we've been using, a scythe and machete, or maybe some goats, something. But it's a pretty, let me get a nice kind of higher view of it. It's a pretty sizable clearing. There's a lot of trees down, like those right there. That's hidden in the brush, but it's about the third week of October now, so in about another 1 or 2 weeks, you can see all the bramble leaves are starting to change. So in another 1 or 2 weeks, we'll be able to see a lot better in here. So we can really take a scythe or whatever and start whacking at it and really see what we have going here. The land goes back a lot farther this way. We haven't really begun to explore it at all. This big dead pine, I think it is, or hemlock right there, that's one of our boundary markers. So the property line is that, and it kind of goes that way, and there's that cedar swamp down there that we mentioned in the last video. There's a lot going on here. Really interesting habitat for wildlife, that cedar swamp over there, but also these newer openings. It's really cool to see all the pioneer species coming up, like the burdock and the goldenrod and the brambles, the raspberries and blackberries and the mullein. Just kind of goes to show you that no matter what we do to nature, there's always another stage, because these fields would have been, not that they necessarily would have been here, but fields happen in nature anyway, whether it's blowdowns or wildfires. So it's really cool to watch the evolution, whether it's man-made or not. So that's another cool field. There's another cool field over yonder this way. The road that we just took down is right here. So that's kind of behind the house site. We'll save that for another day because we haven't even seen it yet. So yeah, we just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Things are going slow here because it's about an hour and a half from our where we are now. So we have to make day trips. We have animals back home that we have to be sure that we have to make back by sundown to put them away and feed them and all that good stuff, make sure that they're safe. But in the spring we'll be here full time and we'll be making progress a lot quicker. But for now we're just steaming ahead and doing what we can do while we can do it.
Put some pawpaws?
Yeah, we're gonna go plant some pawpaws now instead of just healing some of those in. We're gonna find some permanent homes for them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and subscribe if you like what we're doing here. Give us some feedback, and yeah, have a great day and enjoy the wonderful fall we've been having. Take care, folks.